April 6, 1945. 9 a.m. In the harbor of the inland sea, the giant hull of the Yamato looms over the water like a metal titan. The air is thick with the scent of fuel, the hum of engines, and the distant thrum of a military still teetering on the brink of collapse. This is no ordinary mission. This is the final gamble of the Imperial Japanese Navy. Admiral Seiichi Ito, commander of the Yamato, stands on the bridge, staring out toward the horizon. The sprawling warship, with its 18-inch guns, weighs nearly 73,000 tons. It is the largest battleship ever built, a symbol of Japan's naval pride and power. But even its size cannot change the inevitable truth: Japan is losing the war. The relentless advance of American forces in the Pacific, from the Battle of Iwo Jima to the ongoing invasion of Okinawa, has left the Japanese Empire with few options. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Yamato will sail toward Okinawa. Come what may, Admiral Ito declares, his voice resolute yet tinged with the weight of knowing what is at stake. This mission, codenamed Operation Tengo, is suicide. The orders from Tokyo are clear: sail to Okinawa and beach the Yamato there, making its massive guns a last stand against the American invasion forces. The plan has no expectation of survival. There is no air support, no reinforcements. It is a death sentence wrapped in the flag of pride. As the Yamato weighs anchor, the sailors on board, many of them young and inexperienced, begin to realize the gravity of the mission. Some hold on to hope that perhaps they will be able to inflict some final damage on the invaders. Others are uncertain, silently questioning their commander's decision. But one thing is clear: the Yamato has become the symbol of Japan's final, defiant stand against overwhelming odds. April 7, 1945, 10 a.m. The Yamato cuts through the Pacific waters, its massive guns towering above the waves, its 2,700-man crew bracing for what they know may be their last moments. The ship's engines churn steadily, but there is a pervasive silence among the crew. The only sounds are the occasional orders barked out by officers and the sound of the waves crashing against the ship's steel hull. On the bridge, a young officer, Lieutenant Tetsuya Tsukada, watches the endless expanse of the ocean ahead. He has heard the rumors, the whispers of what awaits them. They are sailing directly into the heart of the American air umbrella, and they have no air support of their own. Even more concerning, the Yamato is sailing alone. There will be no protection from other ships. Only the vast emptiness of the ocean lies between them and a storm of American aircraft. The tension is unbearable. Every member of the crew feels it. They can't help but think of the Yamato's illustrious past, the years of training, the years spent as a symbol of Japan's military might, all culminating in this moment. This is the end. Meanwhile, on the other side of the Pacific, the U.S. Navy has already begun to prepare for the inevitable clash. American intelligence has intercepted the Yamato's orders and knows it is heading toward Okinawa. The news spreads like wildfire through the naval command structure. Admiral Raymond Spruance, commander of the U.S. Fifth Fleet, orders a massive airstrike to eliminate the threat once and for all. As the American aircraft prepare for takeoff, the sailors aboard the Yamato remain unaware of the scale of the assault that is about to descend upon them, but Lieutenant Tsukada in his gut feels the inevitable approach of death. The Yamato sails on, a giant moving toward its doom. April 7, 1945, 1 p.m., the sky above the Yamato darkens. Waves of American aircraft, more than 300 strong, descend upon the battleship. They come from all directions, a relentless swarm of death. The sailors aboard the Yamato scramble to their stations. Anti-aircraft guns roar into action, firing blindly at the incoming planes. But it's hopeless. The Yamato was never built to face this kind of assault. Its massive guns were intended to fight enemy warships, not hundreds of bombers and fighter planes. The deck shakes with the impact of bombs as the sky erupts in explosions and fire. Lieutenant Tsukada is at his post, staring in disbelief as a formation of American dive bombers closes in. He watches one of them release its payload, a bomb that explodes with a deafening crash on the Yamato's deck. The force knocks him to the ground. Smoke and fire fill the air, and the ship groans under the impact. Tsukada can hear the chaos below as the Yamato's crew struggles to contain fires and damage to vital systems. The battle rages on. American torpedo bombers swoop down, unleashing their deadly cargo. The Yamato's anti-aircraft gunners manage to shoot down a few of the attackers, but it is like trying to swat flies from a giant's face. Every second is a gamble. Will the next bomb be the one to send the Yamato to the ocean floor? A wave of bombs explodes near the aft section of the ship, tearing through the steel like paper. Fires rage across the ship. Below decks, the crew races to contain the damage, but the Yamato is a giant in the ocean. Slow, cumbersome, and no match for the precision and swiftness of the American attack. Despite the fires, despite the carnage, the Yamato does not stop. Its crew presses on, driven by a sense of duty and honor. But as the ship lists to one side, it becomes clear that this mighty vessel will not survive. The Americans are relentless. The Yamato is slowly becoming a shell of its former self, but it continues its fateful voyage, moving ever closer to its final destination, Okinawa, where it will never arrive. Continue. April 7th, 1945, 2 bull powers p.m. By now, the Yamato is nothing more than a burning hulk, its once pristine decks charred and torn. The ship is sinking, slowly but inevitably. On the bridge, Admiral Ito stands, his face grim but unyielding. He had made the decision to sail this great ship to its death, and now it is happening before his eyes. The battle is lost. The Yamato is doomed. There is nothing left to do but bear witness to the destruction of Japan's last great naval weapon. As the ship's stern begins to dip beneath the waves, the air is thick with the acrid smell of smoke and fuel. The crew of the Yamato is now fighting for survival. Some are trapped below decks, others scramble for lifeboats, but there is no escaping the cold, dark waters that await them. At 2:23 p.m., the final torpedo strikes. The Yamato shudders violently, and then, with a tremendous explosion, it breaks apart. The massive battleship begins its final descent into the depths of the ocean. It is the end of an era. The world's largest battleship is no more. Lieutenant Tsukada, clinging to a piece of debris, watches as the Yamato disappears into the ocean. For him, the battle is over. The ship that symbolized Japan's might has been reduced to rubble, and with it, the last vestiges of the Imperial Navy's power have sunk beneath the waves. As the sea swallows the remains of the Yamato, its fate becomes a stark reminder of Japan's hopeless final stand, a desperate attempt to turn the tide, but one that could not save the empire from its inevitable collapse.